Good morning everyone. In this video I'm going to be analysing the live price action for EU and DXY to see what opportunities there may be today. You're going to see my strategy and my analysis, so if you're interested in those then please stick around. Okay, starting off on the daily, as always, EU on the top, DXY on the bottom. You can see we've been bearish for 3 days now. Today, already in the morning, we're continuing very bearish. Yesterday we did take a bit of sell side liquidity, so you can see we pulled back and closed out, more as a doji in comparison to Wednesday, which was just a massive engulfing obviously. But today the bearish momentum's continuing already, and we've taken out this previous low here, and even that hasn't caused any type of pullback just yet. So that's what we can see at the daily. For me on the daily also, this would probably be the next most significant low, so I've got that there as liquidity pointed out. And then inversely on DXY, this high here, I've got that pointed out as liquidity. On DXY, we've filled that daily fair value gap. At the moment, it's not causing any type of pullback, any type of bearish behavior, but it is a POI, it's an imbalance and order block. So we'll see if price tends to reverse there or not, or if we have any divergence at these levels here to see if EU or DXY reaches there first. Also, we have the previous daily lows and highs. Obviously, we've broken through that previous daily low on EU and high on DXY, and price is just continuing in that way. Clearly bearish on the daily, and we have a liquidity target for the future, so not much else. Let's go down to the 4 hour and see what that looks like. So here on the 4 hour, I would identify this as our new 4 hour leg. This leg from the top to the bottom here. This is going to keep moving until this closes. However, it is the point where we swept that previous weekly high, buy side liquidity, and although this was news motivated, that's how the breakdown started. So from this high to this low will be our external 4 hour leg for me. Inversely on DXY, the same from down this area where we swept the lows. You can see price then from this point started to make the new highs. Now clearly we're very bearish, so we're within a discount. We've taken the sell side liquidity from this previous low here, but as you can see on the daily, that's doing nothing to reverse price at all. That was where our divergence was, so now there's no longer divergence in that area. So back to the leg, we've just got bearish momentum. At the moment, there's not much else to talk about. Bearish leg, bearish momentum, and we are in the discount, and we are coming towards our POI of sell side liquidity. And there are some points I think before that. So we have this low here, but ultimately this is the low beneath, so I think price will head towards that. So without much else to discuss, let's go down to the 1 hour. So on the 1 hour, of course, it's going to be much of the same, bearish with the bearish leg. However, we're going to have our internal 1 hour leg, right? So I've identified this high here to this low as the internal bearish leg to that 4 hour leg. So reason why, we had this leg here where it swept a high and broke down, taking out this low. But we pulled back, filled the imbalance, right? We would have probably swept some sort of internal high here or whatever. But this point, we made the new low. So you could also read it from there to there. I don't think it's much of a big deal. We're still going to be in a discount and the premium's up there. So either way, this point here where there's the imbalance and order block will be within a premium. However, of course, if we do pull back at any stage and we are, looking for shorts around this area, we're going to have this massive area above here and we will still be in the discount of the 4 hour leg. So just something to note for the future. Same on DXY, we have this low here to this high, or this low here to this high. We're going to be in an extreme premium on DXY, right? And we're going to be within that 4 hour leg as well. So internal leg or internal leg from there, external leg outside here. We're leaving behind imbalances everywhere. We're leaving behind order blocks and imbalances up here as well. So when price possibly comes and takes out this area or creates some structure and pulls back, we have our buy side liquidity draws for price. So yeah, 1 hour is very bearish, continuing with the momentum from the higher time frames. So at the moment, there's no action we can take. So let's go down to the M15 and see if there's any possibility of something this morning. So again, yeah, nothing particularly exciting yet this morning, because we're just continuing this bearish momentum, bearish order flow. Prices moved a lot just in Frankfurt alone into London. Now, opportunity wise, let's discuss just some possibilities. There's no telling what the structure may create in anywhere in this leg and this order flow, but we can still discuss the hypotheticals of what a good trade may look like at the better areas, right? Like this premium POI on the 1 hour and this discount sell side liquidity POI. So the obvious thing would be a pullback after all this bearish momentum. So if price were to come and let's say it's creating some kind of structure as it goes, right? And we do this, if we take this low here, this is good external sell side liquidity on a higher time frame, and break above, then we would just be looking for our pullback back to this area to trade up into a premium. So this would be our sell side liquidity, so I don't have to annotate that. This would be our possible inducement during the pullback. We would preferably leave behind an order block and an imbalance. And then our breaker structure, of course, would be here. And then our order would just be set around here with our stop loss just below the lows and our target to wherever we want our target to be, right? Whether it's the previous recent highs or back into some sort of equilibrium. So that is the ideal scenario, taking the low after creating some structure and breaking it, preferably even on the M15, because after all this momentum, it'd be good to see an M15 shift rather than just an M5. But of course, this is a good sell side liquidity as well. So yes, you'd be trading against the trend, but with liquidity, with the breaker structure on the side, so it would still be a very valid trade. Now for shorts, of course, that could be done up here. This would be a good area for shorts. Obviously there's these M15 order blocks around this area, but it's also a 1 hour POI. So if price were to come up into here, same thing as down in the discount, it'd be preferable if we were to create some structure while coming into this area, because then we could just wait for an immediate breakdown. We don't have to wait for structure to form into this area. We break down, taking out this low, that's our break of structure, and then we pull back to our POI to trade downwards, continuing with the trend. So of course that would be preferred. You're going with trend. So we would have our internal liquidity swept around this area from this high. We would have our 1 hour POI, even a 15-minute order block. I wouldn't set my order right here just because, you know, it may come up to sweep these highs before doing something. We would have our inducement at this area. If we pull back in a corrective way, we'd have our break of structure here, and we'd have an order block or fair value gap POI imbalance to trade short from with our trend. So you can see there's a lot of confluences on our side to trade this way, and we would also be trading downwards towards that recent low or to create a new structural low. So despite this price action, there's nothing going on here immediately for me to look for. We do have our premium opportunity in a 1 hour POI confluence and our discount opportunity for a pullback with this major sell side liquidity point being possibly swept. So I hope that's clear. I hope you got value from that. Any questions, let me know in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.